Hey everyone, welcome back to our channel. With the holiday season just around the corner, we thought it would be the perfect time to talk about some of our favorite Christmas movies. So grab a cup of hot cocoa and snuggle up because today we're counting down the top 10 Christmas movies of all time. Kicking off our list at number 10 is Scrooge. An update on the Dickens classic with Murray as a miserly network president who rejoins the human race following spectral visitations. The tone is set by a machine gun assault on Santa's North Pole toy workshop and the timely arrival of the first of a series of guest star drop-ins. Miles Davis and David Sanborn bask in the wintry streets beside a needy musician's sign. The usually elegant Forsyth turns off as a disintegrating ghoul, a golf ball embedded in his skull. Scrooge is not subtle stuff, and since Murray's comic persona is uniquely hands-off in terms of emotion, his final impassioned speech about the true meaning of Christmas is as embarrassing as Chaplin's at the end of The Great Dictator. Roadie stuff for the light in head.
Clear the whole world clear.
At number 9, we have National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. Bad Santa is raunchier, but Christmas Vacation is possibly the most madcap Christmas comedy ever. The title is a bit of a misnomer, though in this installment of the Vacation franchise, the Griswold clan opts to stay at home in suburban Chicago for the holidays. But that doesn't mean Chevy Chase, as overly ambitious patriarch Clark Griswold can find a way to snatch disaster from the jaws of tranquility several ways, in fact. Coming in at number 8 is Bad Santa. Willie T. Starks is a shopping mall Santa with a difference. A cynical, safe-cracking alcoholic with a penchant for sex with hefty women and a wholly unconcealed dislike of kids. Indeed, he only does the job as a cover for the felonies he perpetrates with Marcus, his criminal mastermind elf. But then Willie has two not quite life-changing encounters, one with self-confessed Santa groupie Sue, the other with parentless 8-year-old Thurman Merman, whose innocence verges on idiocy and who happens to live in a mansion that would make a great home for Willie.
I gotta go to the mall and talk to somebody, and I'll be back.
For dinner?
Next up at number 7 is Miracle on 34th Street. What if the Santa that appears in the closing float on Thanksgiving Day was the real deal? Clearly, that man would be deemed an endangerment to himself and others and immediately committed to Belouvre Hospital. However, the classic film starring Maureen O'Hara, John Payne, and Natalie Wood managed to find the spirit of the season despite the marketing infighting between Macy's and rival department store Gimbels. Hot take, the 1994 remake starring Richard Attenborough as Santa obviously, Mara Wilson, Elizabeth Perkins, and Dylan McDermott is also worth a little holiday screening.
Right of you to be merry. You're poor enough.
What right of you to be dismal? You're rich enough.
Taking the 6th spot is the Santa Claus. Divorced businessman Scott Calvin rediscovers the love of son Charlie when he dons Santa's red mantle after an unfortunate accident on his roof. The sleigh, the elves, and the magic all seem to indicate a dream, but when 10 months later, Scott can't stop himself putting on the pounds and growing a fluffy white beard, he realizes that perhaps he should have read the small print before signing the Santa Claus. Perennial bugbears like the absence of chimneys and the size of Santa's sack are readily explained by contemporary morphing effects, while the sarcastic Alan makes an admirably grumpy Father Christmas.
Merry Christmas to all!
To all, and good night!
At number 5, we have A Charlie Brown Christmas. The first ever Peanuts TV special holds a special place in history and the hearts of many fans. The 25-minute special went on to earn Emmy and Peabody Awards, entered the Grammy Hall of Fame and the Library of Congress National Recording Registry, and became essential viewing for the holiday season. The catchy Christmas Time Is Here song, Jazzy Wince, were all the soundtrack, and the message of friendship, commercialization, and the meaning of Christmas still ring true to this day. Quite an accomplishment for Charlie, Snoopy, Lucy, and the gang. Coming in at number 4 is A Christmas Story. Bob Clark's nostalgic comedy existed as a borderline cult film for decades, and no wonder, it's pretty weird. But it's weird in the way most families are, and that few films actually acknowledge. Constructed as a series of vignettes, it plays like the home videos you dust off once a year after a couple of eggnogs, making it infinitely rewatchable. And given how often it now appears on TV every December, you've probably seen it enough that it's getting harder to discern the Yuletide memories of little gun-loving Ralphie Parker from your own.
Now you get yours.
Taking the third spot is Home Alone. Turns once more to the nightmare of travel, this time from a child's perspective. Set to spend Christmas in Paris with parents and assorted relatives, young Kevin wishes everyone would just disappear, a desire granted when he's accidentally left behind by his preoccupied parents. But the novelty starts to wear off when a couple of burglars target the house. Hughes confidently mixes elements of precocious self-awareness with childlike wonderment. The boy truly believes his dream has become manifest, so he gorges on junk food and television until the reality of the situation brings loneliness and fear.
What else did you do while we were away?
Just hung around.
At number 2, we have Elf. Buddy is different because he's a human brought back to the North Pole as a baby when he strayed into the old boy's sack during the Christmas run. He's been raised in the traditional elfin ways of industrious good humor, but now it's time for him to venture to distant New York and discover his real father is a grumpy publisher who naturally thinks his son is a dangerous loony. Must be the tights and the pointy hat. Some humor might sail over the heads of the very young, but there's higher chuckle rate for the grown-ups than much dread family fare.
Clausometer suddenly just dropped down to 0. There's just no Christmas spirit anymore.
And finally, our number 1 pick for top Christmas movie is It's Wonderful Life. James Stewart is impeccable as George Bailey, the Bedford Falls boy next door whose dreams are continually deferred by the demands of family and national upset. Rather than exploring and building new worlds, he runs a building society, marries and raises children. Mapping his frustrations and joys onto the contours of recent US history. It's a Wonderful Life puts individual and group interests in tension. Yet the film's bravura fantasy sequence, imagining hellishly licentious Bedford Falls that would exist without George, makes the grandest possible case for the importance and uniqueness of individual agency.
To my big brother George, the richest man in town.
So there you have it, our top 10 favorite Christmas movies to get you in the holiday spirit. We hope you enjoyed our list and that it inspires you to cozy up with some popcorn and enjoy these festive films. Let us know in the comments if we missed any of your favorite, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more holiday content. Thanks for watching and happy holidays!